Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Fairview Lake, where today we're getting spooky. I'm going to walk through this gate that we built in the last episode. Thanks for the lovely feedback on that. And yeah, today I want to do a bit of spooky stuff because I do feel like I still haven't really seen the small town theme from the parade pack to its full extent. And whilst I don't think a lot of it will work just in this park in general, it has much more of a sort of Midwest vibe, lots of wood, tile roof, shingle roof, that kind of thing. Think of that, that sort of level we're going for here. Timber Ridge, again, another example of it, much more sort of Midwest architecture. But I do think one thing that the small town scenery would be good at is a haunted house. And I haven't done a haunted house for a long time, in as much as a sort of straight up goofy little sort of bit janky haunted house. I did one in Pinewood Hills that was, the exterior at least, was loosely based off the haunted house at Alton Towers. It's called Annabelle's or Revenge or something. I don't know what the hell it is anymore, but it used to just be a straight up haunted house, and it was one of those shooting crappy things for a while called Duel, and then they took the guns out again. Anyway, I digress. I built one before and I would like to build another one, and for the longest time I've really kind of struggled with what will end up at the end of the western area here, because at the moment this is pretty barren, but I think a weenie of a haunted house on a hill up here would actually be a real nice sort of cap off to the end of the space. Yeah, at the moment, I probably did make this a little too big, really, but once it's got some stuff down here, I think in like a row of Midway would work quite well here. And like a central point with like a fountain, maybe we could have like a rolling wagon and a fountain. I think would be pretty cool. But I do think that the whole space itself needs a way to cap off here and something for the tree line to sort of sit against. So that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to try and build a haunted house using the small town scenery. I'm going to be good, and I'm not going to delete trees. I'm going to just move them because we've already paid for them once, and we don't want to keep paying for them again and again. But there will be lots of trees around here once we're done. But yes, here's the plan, is to basically turn the end of the road here and into a haunted house. So let's just get into delete mode with the square here, because I want to basically cap off the end of this and make it a little bit flatter to work from. That's good. And we get rid of all of this. I don't believe this staff path was functional in any way. So we'll get rid of that as well. I think the idea was that it was going back here, but I don't believe we had anything in here that actually worked. Oh! We do. We have a staff room. Okay. So now they're stuck there. Okay, well we'll fix that then. Let's just reverse those two. Okay, well that kind of messes up slightly what my plan was, but it's okay, we can make it work. Staff paths. There, and then bring it right down to 4, and then for now we can just do that. Hopefully that means they all go back again. Kind of want to just double check. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well we'll figure that out then and we'll box that in a moment. But for now, anyway, I want this to kind of start here. So, the ride, it's got to be one of the tracked rides, hasn't it? Let's have a look. Probably, I don't want to necessarily do an omni-mover for this, but where's the little, yeah, this thing. This is actually a crappy ghost train. So I'm thinking this would work well. Let's swing it around that way and have the entrance exit on that side. So we're going to line it up here. We're going to pull it back to about there, and we're going to raise it up a little. And this will basically, like we'll do it so the queue is mostly outside. In fact, really just do it so the queue is completely outside. No, I think we probably would have a bit of a cattle pen queue on the inside. So we'll maybe go that far back. I mean, that's a bit too far back. Basically, anything we do, building-wise, has to get hidden by tree line over here. Although, the budget of this park is a lot lower, so if we end up with, you can just see the building here so much. I'm not as that's not as much of a problem for me. We are not building the ride today. We're just going to be putting in the entrance. So we're going to place the entrance over here. This one would probably have a separate... If it was like an Omni Mover, it would have a separate load and unload, wouldn't it? But would it have on this? Maybe it would. Okay, let's do this. Let's go into the back of it. And we'll do something like that, and then we'll have a station. So can we maybe not do it on this ride? Let's have a look. I want to do edit mode. Okay. How do we do this? Right, there we go. Left. So right loading station. So we want that. Right loading station. There we go. And then come here, and then this becomes... Right. Exiting station. Okay, and that's all we do today, I think. So then we'll have... entrance here. Exit here. Middle there. Connect entrance to the path. So where's our... there we go. Okay. So let's do... we'll have that there. And then we'll do a little cattle pen. Oops. A little short there. There we go. There is a little snap point. Okay. And then we'll come to a middle. Okay. And then that's going to be the entrance to the house itself. Okay. So we'll now have to do some steps, because there will be a porch, I guess. And then we'll go curvy, and we'll just turn the angle snap off, and then we'll just keep lowering this as we go. Maybe it's supposed to come round like that. Yeah, I think so. Like that way. Oops, no, not quite yet. So there. Well, actually maybe not, because there's got to be a hill up to that, isn't there? And then that almost pretty much joins up there. Okay, so we'll have all of this sort of terrained up to meet it. Don't love that bit there. Might just have another go at that. Should be able to join them together. Oh, using Q. Should be a bit smoother. No, that's gross. Do something like that. There we go. So you have to actually bring it up before it reaches. Nice. Okay. Well, that's cool. And then, yeah, I think what we're going to do here is we'll definitely use Q fencing, because I think we're going to really, like, we'll spend 2 hours fencing this if we didn't. So let's put it on. We'll go painted metal. Yeah, it's already black. That's good. I think that's perfectly fine for this, and we'll just do that all the way to there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then at this point, the building structure will take over. Okay, so let's come into terrain there then, and we'll start pulling it up. So intensity quite low, because we want to make sure we're doing this delicately, and we should be able to start pulling this up. It will ignore the path that we've built here. There we go. We can bring something up like that. And then obviously more intense at the back. It doesn't have to come all the way up, because, like I say, we're going to build this as a house. So it will have like a porch and a, like a foundation. So we'll take that to there. Talking of foundation, we'll then go a little smaller and flatten this out. Like so. There we can afford to go a bit bigger. And take that over that way. Or that way. I'm not going to be worried too much about the ride itself right now because I'm not really sure what that's going to look like. Okay. Then we'll smooth a little, just because like that doesn't necessarily need to be as does that there, and here just a little bit off the edge there because we want it to be. Yeah, no, I think that actually looks pretty good, and then we'll supplement it with some rock work and stuff as well. But I think it's worth covering up the PC little pathy lines there. I don't think they look that great. And then we'll can't really do much there because of this staff path, but obviously we're not tied to that, so let's just fix that. Okay, there, staff path, and it can come. Yeah, why not? A nice little curve down. That's cute. All right, and then carry on pulling all of this to here. There we go. And then just a little smooth there. That's good. And then here we've been using gravel to denote plantable area. So we'll carry on using that along the side here. So let's just sort of all join up together and be lovely at some point. And then here as well. I think actually at the front here, I think more of a show that it's going to be. Oh, did I cover up sand there? Oh, I did. Yeah, we used the lighter one there. Okay. Yep, I think something like that's fine. Oh, that's just a bit too bulbous there, isn't it? Really, it doesn't make sense in a garden. Oops. So let's push it down using a very small scale. That should be more like it. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Like, I don't mind this being like pretty raised here. Excuse me. Maybe we can spend a minute just smoothing it out a little. Oh, there we go. And then we'll just take it up to there. Yeah, I think that looks good, and once we sort of lock it in with some rocks and some shrubbery stuff, that will look pretty cool. Okay, so I think, yeah, between the sorcery pack and the towns pack, the small town from Parades, I think we're going to be absolutely onto a winner here. Don't get me wrong, I would more than happily take a spooky pack from the game. If they wanted to give it to us, but I feel like at this point we aren't necessarily beholden to it. I don't think. I think what we've got here is pretty sweet as a selection choice now. Okay, let's see. That's a good start. I think. Is there one that's a bit more? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. How can I get on the flat here? There. That's what I want. There we go. Once you've got that 1 point. You can work from it. We're going to start here, and we're going to turn this into the front of the garden, I guess. So I'll bring that down to a suitable size. We'll bring it out like that. It's probably still a little big, to be honest. Okay. Yep, I think that's pretty good. Take that in there. Let's join that. Excellent. Okay, colour-wise, I think we just need to bring it down a shy. And then, is this the accent colour? We'll keep the accent colour lighter. I think that works out quite well. Alright, bring that over. And we're just going to just touch it to there so it matches the other side. There we go. And then we'll take both of those pieces and put them onto a grid. Yeah, I think scale-wise that looks good. Let's throw down a stone guest so we really know what we're doing. Oh yeah, that's actually a little smaller than I thought they were now. Let's scale them up to a point we think looks good. That's more like it. And then we'll just bring them in to readjust now because it gets big in all directions. Okay. Oops. Oh, right. It's in and pull that one over as well. There we go. That's... Yes, that's more like it. Because on top of these, should have just done the one and then replicated it, to be honest. But we need a statue on top of this. So yeah, this is obviously the point where you'd like to see more spooky stuff, really. Like, we have a few. Like, we have these grotesques. They're called gargoyles, but they're not gargoyles. A gargoyle has a method for water to come out of its mouth. It's used for draining water from roofs. If it doesn't have water coming out of its mouth, it's not a gargoyle. That is a gargoyle, because, well, it could be because the water could come out of its mouth. But that is not a gargoyle. That's a grotesque. Okay, we're going to delete that. We're going to come in. They have those awesome sign pieces. I mean, I have no idea what they're called, but we've used them all. Yeah, these things look Gothic plaque. There we go. So we pull that in here. I'm thinking this has got a bit of a haunted mansion vibe to it, having these things on the pillar. So we'll do one in here, and then we'll flip the one on the other side. I think that'll look pretty neat. Oh. Alright, so I feel like I'm lining this up for the 8th time in this video. There we go. And then we'll just flip that so that it looks part of the design. Beautiful. And that's a great scale. That looks awesome. Okay, so we're going to come into here now then, and so is there a piece that will work excuse me, just as a fence, or we're going to have to manufacture something here? What does the top of that look like? Terrible. Okay. The thing is, if we're on here as well, we'll get the brick scale lined up better. Okay, well, I guess it's going to be... We have that roof trim, we'll see what that looks like, but this is going to have to be this. I've got a feeling it's going to be real small. Yeah, so let's try that then. Oops. That's annoying. That one, please. Thank you. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I think once railings have been added, that'll look good. So we'll grab the darker brick colour there. Add it to that. Okay, and then let's have a look at some of these trim pieces. I mean, so we could just use this. It's a little thin. No, we'd have to get really small to keep the brick the same. Sorry, just moving the microphone there a little. Yeah, no, I think we need to keep some of this stuff the same. This might work. Let's see. Yeah, and that's good for the top. It matches the top of the pillar. Yeah, that's good. We will have to swing it around. Do the same on this side. It's going to be visible from the queue line. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I suppose, for sake of ease of use, we could just do that, and it gives us a bottom piece. But I think I'd rather something a little chunkier like the bottom of that. There might not be a piece in the keep that does that, but pretty much any piece of plaster in the game will. So I'll just double check there isn't one of those on its own. No. Okay, so we'll get plaster. And then something like that. Oh my goodness, it's so white. Down. And then, yeah, that'll do both sides, although it's a little thick at the moment, so in. That's perfect. Grab that colour from there. I hope it works. It doesn't. It's actually quite a bit different. Something like that'll be fine though for this. Yeah, happy with that. Okay. And we'll just ease it down slightly. And I'm just noticing now that these actually aren't even touching the floor. So we'll just have to fix that. I know we want spooky stuff, but floating pillars before we've even entered the ride isn't really what I'm thinking about. Okay. Alright, I'll just carry this all the way down and we'll put some rails on it too. Okay, fence is in. Very happy with it. Also forgot we need an exit path and a staff route as well, because we don't have the exit on the same one. So throwing all this in, this will all get covered up, and then the path will just be a nice little foresty walk down back onto the main street. So we're going to carry on then. We'll start working on the building itself. I think I want to do this as a stone patio, I think, because I'd like to use some of the, like I said, the small town pieces that we're going to get to grips with here really well. Yeah, these are going to look really great for like a stone front deck. So let's do something like this. And we have this piece to begin it. Okay, so we'll pull both these. Oh, let's get them on a grid. We'll pull them down just a shy. I think they're a little big on their own, although it might help to bring a guest up with us. But yes, that is actually acceptable. Okay. Is there one hiding there? No. Okay, that's good. Bring that over to this side. Okay. So the path itself, like this will be the door of the house here. We're going to have a short balcony, and then this will be the exterior wall that we're going to build. Although, maybe we need a little bit of runway, because we're going to be sinking some stuff into the wall. So normally I would do the interior first, sorry, for the queue line, but no, I think I really want to work on the exterior for the house. So we're going to have to just adjust this, I think, to be safe. So come in here. Oops. Path. So I'll cut off that one. There we go. And then we'll come to here like that. Okay, I mean that's fine. Obviously it doesn't look right, but it really needs to look like much, just not be visible. Oh, and we better take the curves off it. All those, so we'll be able to see. Nice flat space, there we go. We'll tidy all of it up a little bit later. Okay, so now we have a doorway space, and then we can have like a buffer of a foot or so for anything like sinking, anything we want to sink into the wall. So I think that works out quite nicely. Okay, so back on here then, we'll come back to the... actually, no, let's try the slab wall. I was going to say we'll use the keep wall, but I actually think the slab wall will look right here. I have to pull it out just a shy to make it make sense there. And I'd like to see more than one stone. So we'll do something like that. We'll take that there. Okay. And then the other thing we really have an issue with here is the colour is way too bright. So we'll bring that right down there. I think the mortar can actually stay light, although it doesn't need to be as light. There we go. Yep, that looks good. Pull it over. Okay, so we'll do, let's see, 3 wide. Going to be 2 wide for the porch. I think maybe the porch needs to just be 2 of these wide. Like that. And then these will take us to the corner there. Yep. And then here we hope to do something like that. but line it up. Let's shrink it just shy, so it makes more sense. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and then we should be able to copy both of these over. Yeah, that's perfect. Bring that around like that. And well, let's just say that that's the porch depth, because that keeps everything nice and easy for us. Okay, well, put these around. This will actually end up going all the way around the building, or at least the front of the building it will. So for now we'll just do it as we need it, because I don't know how long this video is going to get. People always say, oh, long videos are great, but you know, there's a limit. We'll see. I'm actually not even looking at a clock though, and it's the end of the day report. There's a good chance this is a long one, so let's have a look at that. Okay, happy with that scale-wise. Going to keep checking that as we go. All right, so even this is a stone porch. Would it have a stone? Yeah, it would. It would just have plaster, wouldn't it? So let's come up to here then and find some of our old favorite. Could we use this stuff here just to give it a bit of texture? Because obviously this is, you know, very sort of stucco-y plaster. But I wonder if we take out the context of the bright colour, does it just look like malformed plaster, which is kind of what we need it to look like. Just close enough to the ground there. Okay, so we're going to take it on the inside of those and those. I think that's fine. It'd be nice if we could do it in two. Please don't tile. Okay. Oh, if we're going to do that, we might as well just do it with one, hadn't we? Because it's actually longer this shape. So we can get rid of that one. I mean, piece count isn't something I usually really concern myself with, but I'm trying to get a bit better at it, because Meanderville, for instance, right now is running at about 30 frames, which is pretty good, but you know, it's not even half finished, so there's a good chance it runs at like 2 frames when it's done. Alright, so we'll take that to there, and that's going to be our porch. Okay, that's cool. And then we need... so actually a lot of this will get covered up, but that's okay. So now we need some of the wall structure, and we have to use a wooden wall with like a batten that we can paint white and it look old. So let's see what our options are. Wood. Okay, so we have a wood plank wall. That's our option 1. I don't think that looks great painted. Oh, it doesn't look terrible. Okay, so that's option 1. What have we got here? Viking. I can't imagine that one working. No, that's way too much. That's too... Actually, that... what is that? What's that colour like? No, too bright. This one... No, the Viking wall's no good. It's probably the old... I mean, that is pretty good. But there's the painted... the painted one. Wasn't there a painted one? Brick wall painted. Maybe it just didn't make it over from like Coastal 1. I thought they all did though. There was a wood wall, wood batten wall. That goes the other way up and down, doesn't it? Yeah. No, it definitely needs to be the other way. That's the new one, but I've got a feeling that's going to be another sort of shiny option. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit too clean cut. That's no good, that's no good. Yeah. Yeah, okay, well, that's fine then. It's a wood plank wall. There we go. Start with this one. And bring it to where we want it. That's going to be good for the height, I think, actually. 4 meters is probably fine for what we want to try and do here. I don't necessarily think this one's going to tile very well, unfortunately. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll go there, and then we'll take that way and take that in. So that'll give it some nice neat corners, although we'll probably end up trimming the corners anyway. And then over this side we do the same. So we're going just past there. So we probably actually need to open that up a bit because it's meant to, like, it. Yes, it's a house, so it would have a single door, but it's still a ride. We've still got to give people the access they need. So, oops, maybe we actually come to share like there with it. Yeah, wants to be a nice wide door. Get people through. Pushchairs and buggies and whatever else. Poor kids getting dragged onto this ride, scared themselves silly. I have vivid memories of riding. Oh man, what's it called? Extraterrestrial at Walt Disney World years ago. So scary. Alright, so that's already clipping it. So here's the problem we're going to have with this, is that like we're already clipping into our queue line. So like obviously we can do this. And then these, oops, that one, these can come in one. And that stops them peeking, and I suppose these would probably have these as well, wouldn't they? Halfway over. Okay, yeah, it sort of shrinks all of that in a little bit, but I actually don't mind. I think that's okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is so let's think, because this is going to be a bit of a balcony here that's just for show, but it is going to be something we have to think about. So painted wall. We'll come up here. And that'll just need breaking off there. Okay. So really what I'm wondering is, are we going to do real windows or not in this? Because I think the answer is we don't. Because of the separation between the queue line and what we're going to do, and also just, you know, it's just such a lot of work. It's not what this series is based around. This is meant to be more getting stuff done in a nice tight hour and keeping it a little simple so that people can follow along and sort of play around with the ideas. So let's have a look. One of these small town windows has got to be the one we need. So I think these are a bit too like stone coded. Yeah. We have these that are great. We're definitely using those as dormers later on. Look at that one. Yeah, it's just the same one we just looked at. So that is wooden, but I don't like the detailing on the top. There's that one that is wooden. That's pretty good actually. That one's quite ostentatious. There's a round one. There's a very plain one. There's that one. I think that's probably the one we go for here on the ground floor. Needs to be a little smaller. Okay, and we'll place that there. Okay. So, color-wise, I think the white is a bit too much. So let's go in for like a grey. Although now looking at that is actually stone and not wood as well. But I think it'd be okay. It doesn't read as like a heavy window. Yeah, I think they're fine. It needs to come over just a little. Although I'm not going to absolutely measure any of this because a little bit of variation in it is actually just part of the fun, really. Okay, So that's that, and then we're going to have a sort of trim and fence along the top of this to create a patio, like a balcony. So let's have a look then. Let's go back into small town, because I think the one we haven't used yet might be perfect for this, which is going to be this one. Flips upside down. It's going to make a perfect little trim. So let's go there. I think we're going to get 3 in. Oops. More down. A bit bigger. Nope, not that much. Okay. And then put it down to there. Might just be that it's a little light, and also I think it needs a trim around the bottom of it. So let's come to here. Let's think what we can use for this. I mean, there are lots of trims. I think it might be able to be a little fancy. So there's a stone one. What's this one? Yeah, that's really nice. It's like a nice brick. It's that one. These are all quite detailed. So the stone. See, that's just like a nice plain one. That's probably going to be something we can work with. Bring that down there and out, and turn it into quite a dark grey, I think. Do we just use that top bit of it? Oh yeah, I think that looks pretty good. There we go. And then also it'll make more sense the more we use this around the place as well. Then, yeah, here's why you really have to think about doing inside out builds, because you'll get all of this sort of stuff starts to get in your way if you're not careful. But I think here will be okay, because this is going to be a walkthrough into a cattle pen, so that's okay. Yeah, I think that's better. I think these are still too big though, so I think we'll shrink them down and get a 4th one in. And they're also way too white. There we go. Although I think they would stay white rather than, because the other option we do is we sort of send them into like a wrought iron, you know. Which is an option. Let's see what that looks like. Actually, don't mind that. Yeah, I think that will contrast well, especially when there's where are we? Especially when there's more wood above it. I think that'll look pretty good. Okay, so we'll bring that in. We'll turn that. I think if you're enjoying this build, by the way, and you would like to, do give it a like and all that YouTube rubbish, and you'd like to see more of this sort of style, I would strongly recommend taking a look at S. Wolf's Wilderness Springs. He has like exactly this kind of haunted house done, and it's really awesome. I don't know what you would call this sort of style, like architecturally, really, because to me it's a haunted house, and I'm sure it has a name. Oh. Already on there. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be the middle. So we want to work with that, because this time we'll use a fake door. Is it snowing? That's weird. Okay, it's snowing. Well, this is what you get when you play outside of creative. There's nothing you can do about this sort of stuff. It's just going to snow for a bit. Okay, I mean, it looks pretty cool with the snow. Okay, so there's the... Just going to raise that up a bit. There's the door for the balcony then. Okay. And then, yeah, so we'll put a door on that. We might go back a little bit further, I think. Yeah. That's the second store, and then there will be a 3rd floor made out of the roof with dormers in. Okay, so let's see if we can use these pieces. This would be awesome. I don't know whether we can or not. I have no idea why this thing doesn't have a axis in the center of it. But I would love to be able to use this. Like it does kind of lock us into using them. Because that's only the second floor of this building. There would be a third floor above it that would probably use this one, I think. Yeah. What is this weather doing? Can we goose the weather? There's weather incoming that may affect far. Yeah, no, there's nothing we can do about it. It's we're playing in not sandbox. I don't even know what the thing's called. All right, well, that's gonna make it really difficult for colours and stuff, eh? Okay, the snow finally stopped, which is crazy. But we'll carry on with this now. Did a little bit of work off camera, not much. Just kind of carried on with the sort of shaping of the space we're working with. So I'm going to bring one of those there and there. And then, yeah, we need a door here, and I absolutely one of those small town doors will work perfect. Let's see. Where are they? Where are they? Are they? Who is she? There's all your windows. Where's all your doors? I'm going crazy. Window. Maybe it's alphabetical and D. It's so much higher up. Fashion. These things. Small town trim roof. Oh my god, I'm going crazy. Building scenery doors. There we go. Yeah, look, all these lovely doors. Okay, so we've got this one, which I think recolored will work well. We've also got this one that I think recolored will work really well. Although those doors are more like the handles are more sort of hotel-y kind of thing. That actually probably works quite well. Again, we have the same kind of issue with the handles, but I actually think I really like that one. Okay, so let's put that there. Grab the colour off this. Oh, it's that colour really? Yeah, that looks much better. And then all we'll do with these is just darken them down. Let's see. Yeah, and that looks good. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, so now then, I just want to do one more run up, like here, for a final tower. And I think it needs to be about that tall. This is going to look a little over the top. Maybe we'll perhaps bring it down once we're formed. Let's see. And then pull these ones back. Because if we shrink these down a little bit, it'll actually just help towards the forced perspective nature of it. Although it's just tall. It isn't really a forced perspective thing even. It's just we built something that's quite tall. Okay, so do that. We'll go back to everything on small town. So we have this, which is cool. Or we have this, which is also cool. So I think we'll go for this one. I think that's pretty good. It is a bit big. So let's just take all of that, shrink it a little. And I'm even tempted to do this and just have the windows in the roof there. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Okay. One thing we can do with these now, which we couldn't originally, was recolor them. So I'm actually quite happy for those to be a nice dark grey. Let's pick something like that. This one can be the same. Okay. Then the exterior edges of this also need to come more down into deeper tones. Yeah. I'm happy for that one probably to be the same. Yeah, there we go. So then you all need to conform. Yeah, there we go. And even just having that be the same color has made a big difference. Like, it looks a little goofy, but like that's kind of the point, you know. And now what I'd like to do is, probably use this fence again as the topper, because it is kind of awesome. You know, it's spiky, does what it needs to do. Finding it is tricky. Yeah, I've literally selected it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, using these, but making them much, much smaller. I mean, I suppose we should make it so that it fits there. Oops. It was a little tricky working at height. Okay, I think that'll work well there. So we'll do that. That round. And it'd be tricky to see what we do on the corner here, but let's see how it lays out. If we do something like that, because really this needs to be there, which in turn would put this like way too far down that way. But maybe from down here it looks okay. Yeah, I think it does need to have that stagger. Because the other option is making it so it's so small that it fits that space. It's so small now I can't even click the thing. There we go. So let's see. Let's get rid of that. And that way. And I think this would carry on in front of the wood there. Yeah, okay, let's just see. Is that too small now? Or is that okay? It's subtle, but I think it's actually okay. I think that's fine. Then we can come in and get rid of these then, and we'll try that using this scale. Now we might have another problem now, which is that it won't fit this way. That's why I wish that whenever they give us this kind of fence, it'd be really nice just to get a single section of it, you know? It's like here we're working with, like, that's 2 sections. You give me 1 section, we could just do a lot more with it. This will kind of line up. I'm okay with that there, I think. Let's just have another little lucky. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so we can carry all of this over. Yeah. To there. Carry this one over. Whee. And then carry. Oops. Oh, we added something now. There we go. Those over to there. And finally, these 2. Alright. And then we'll have to take some of this right up to here. For the top. Okay. I'm not going to worry about shrinking this down. Oh, but we can actually do that. And maybe 4 looks about right. Yeah. Well, that way. Go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Should it fairly swiftly. Move that into place. There we go. And then we'll just move the whole thing to center. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Lovely. I mean, it is pretty small, but let's have a look at it. Yeah, I think it looks good. Okay. All right. We need more windows, and we need some windows in the roof, and we need some like trim on the corners of all of the walls. And then I think that's a fairly successful single part video for this. Okay. Oh, we're in the whole thing there. There we go. Thought something was happening. Okay, so let's have a see. We just have this one dormer basically, but like that's cool. We'll use it. It's cute. That's there. Okay. Can we not change the white, or is that color? Okay, we can. Good. So that's not good. It needs to be much darker. And then we'll take this code here. I think it's already done. It is. And then the roof is already the roof. I think we've actually darkened that as well. So we'll copy that over. That must be the roof. Perfect. Okay, that looks good to me. Swing that round there. And I'm going to guess there's no window on the back of it. No, that's fine. Swing it around. Sink it in. Alright. Now we're going to take it from here. I'm not going to put one on the front there, but pretty much everywhere else we'll get one. So, what's there? Size-wise, it's just about right. It has to be a little smaller, but I don't want to make it any smaller just because it's going to do the opposite of what we need to happen regarding the perspective then up high. Oh wow, that's kind of crazy how much that does to it. That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna have another. Oops, we're gonna have another one of these. Either side, I think. And then these slightly bigger ones back here. End up being pretty grandiose, this build. That's perfect. And then, yeah, I'd like to do a little bit of trim on the corners. So let's just go to one of our Western pillars. All classics. This nice chamfered one will look good. Alright, I'm going to take that into there. Take it down to where it needs to be. It's actually kind of already perfect size. So you just... Oh. Maybe we can't use the chamfered one. We want it to sit just there. No, that looks fine. Okay. And it's going to be this colour. It's just dim grey. Can I select it? There we go. Perfect. Take that over there. And that way. And obviously we'll spend more time on the sides and fronts and everything else here, but for now I don't think this necessarily has them in between windows. I think it just has it on the corners, so we'll just do there for now. Okay, and then across the top. And I don't think this sort of stuff is always needed, this kind of trimming, but I do think it really helps when the wood is a light colour. helps frame the space out a lot better. Yeah, did I miss a thing somewhere? I think this isn't quite popping over on that side. There we go. Oh yeah, that adds a ton actually. That's kind of crazy. That's awesome. Okay, so I think we'll probably finish up now. There's a couple of other things I just want to do just to kind of set the scene and to get that thumbnail, you know. So we'll start with some. Let's see what planters we have. There was one in the first game. Is that it? Yeah, it's that, but my goodness. It's no good. Okay, what about just a pot then? Oh, yeah. This is more like it. So we can use this, because the problem with those other ones is the plants are too nice in them. So here, though, we can put dead plants in them. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go here. Shrink it down just a tad. It's a bit big. Okay, and then make it all a nice grimy brown, I guess. Don't necessarily need to have all of that pattern on there, or it's going to, so let's just point it out with a slight change there. Okay, and then probably like a creosote bush. Oh, what's it called? She's the dead ass looking things. What's it called? Hardy ice, bramble, creosote. There we go. There we go. Oh, are we not on a grid here? Okay. Well, that was either side. Just turn that so it's not identical. Okay, that's good. They look a little too full, actually. I thought some of the creosote ones looked a little bit more sort of dead than that. Oh, dry. We wanted dry. So dry, medium, dry, small. That's more like it. Well, let's leave those like that. And then like these ones we'll definitely be using around the place as you know, overgrowth. Like that kind of thing. Yeah, that looks good. And then what I would also like to do with the rock work is come in. I don't think we'll use a custom rock. I think we'll go for the Taiga stuff. Although the Taiga stuff has this moss on the top, so it's a little bit more limiting. But I think my idea would be is just to use this to help break up the natural rock line that the game's given us with this terrain. Right, so this kind of thing. Yeah. Like that, just it looks like it's got a little bit more support than just the dirt that was there. But then we'll also bring in touches of this stuff, sort of growing. Bring it down, bring it like that. There we go. So we want it off the path, obviously, but sort of stuff that will grow in every little crack. We don't need that one. Yeah, and then we'll layer it up with a little bit more of a lighter bushes, but no like flowers, you know. Like we'll keep it to just sort of greens as a palette like that. And then the other thing we can do, we just come into paint a little minute. I think we need more of a dirt, so we don't really have a That's the... Yeah, that's no good. Moss. Oh, moss might be quite neat. So much bigger than we think. Yeah, we can bring a bit of moss in. That'd be cool. Really, yeah, we don't really have like a dirt. We just have a few different rocks. What do shrubs look like? Yeah. We also have these pebbles that we should kind of keep this running over a little bit, because this is meant to be the western area, you know, where we are using some of these lighter fabrics. So we should lighter textures, excuse me. So we should be able to bring these in a little lighter here, maybe. And then using those, I don't know what they're called. Let's have a look. Small town. Like window or wall decorations or something. These things here. Small town wall panel. I mean, I'm sorry, but that ain't a wall panel. That's a gravestone, right? So I think we'll be doing definitely some stuff like this. I mean, they all work as graves. You know? So I definitely think we need to do some of those as well, and we'll put little funny things on them like they have at Alton Towers and at Disney, you know, like here lies lanky McSunder, was 6 foot tall, now 6 foot under, you know, that kind of thing. We'll come up with some of those as well. And then we'll just sort of flesh all of this out with some trees and stuff. And then, and yeah, I think that's a nice little weenie for the end of the park. Obviously, the building will come down this way. Tree line will cover the building itself, but that's something we can work on over the next couple of episodes. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you can give it a like. It really does help out. Till the next one, be good.